We spent a lot of nights, Teju and I, till 3, 4 in the morning, almost every single night, getting really excited, having incredibly unreasonable conversations. So we thought we'd share one with the world tonight. And also, we're trying to reach out to some of the most bold, brilliant, young social entrepreneurs out there, and we're going to try to encourage you guys to apply. So we hope this isn't too cheesy. We're going to try to have a conversation and speak to you as well. Teju, I'm going to catch you a little bit off guard here. Something we look for in all of our entrepreneurs is a pretty incredible pitch. So I'm hoping you can tell the world just in your own words what it is we do at the Unreasonable Institute.
All right, excellent. Well, I might start with somebody else's words, if that's okay.
That's good.
George Bernard Shaw, the Irish playwright, once said, "The reasonable man adapts himself to the world. The unreasonable one persists in trying to adapt the world to himself. Therefore, all progress depends on the unreasonable man." And woman, of course, as we add. And, in a world like ours where 1 billion people live in poverty, don't have access to clean water, don't have education, for example, progress is something that we desperately need. And if George Bernard Shaw is right, we can't afford not to bet on unreasonable people. So what we do is find those unreasonable people and give them everything that they need to take those problems like poverty, lack of education, lack of access to clean water, and put them in a museum, to quote Muhammad Yunus.
Okay, yeah, that's awesome, Teju. So if I'm an entrepreneur, someone from around the world, I have a brilliant idea, and I'm looking to apply to the Institute, what are some of the tangibles that I'll be receiving as a fellow?
Totally. So in essence, Dan, you as an entrepreneur would be getting the skills and training that you need to create a social venture that's effective at addressing a social or environmental problem that can be financially sustainable within 1 year, that can scale beyond your country of origin within 3 years, and that can ultimately meet the needs of at least 1 million people.
Yeah.
So the way we do that is by providing you 10 weeks of rigorous entrepreneurial training, including how to pitch to investors, how to develop a business plan, how to build a brand, including access to seed capital, including prototype consulting, web hosting and development, free legal advice, and involved guidance from 50 proven practitioners and investors in the field, including people like Paul Polak, an entrepreneur who's lifted over 17 million people out of poverty, including Bob Patillo, the founder of Grey Ghost Ventures, a $400 million social investment fund.
Who's going to be spending the night at the house for a couple weeks. Sorry to put you on the spot, Bob.
Yeah, we're pretty excited. And these mentors are obsessed and dedicated with enabling our fellows to achieve the impact that I outlined earlier, reaching millions of people, becoming globally scalable, financially self-sustaining.
And also something you always touch on, which I just think is so key, is I think possibly the most important mentors here are also your fellow entrepreneurs.
Absolutely.
So imagine coming to a house for 10 weeks where you're incubating your venture with 24 of the world's most brilliant young social entrepreneurs coming from all other corners of the globe. One of our most unique qualities is our selection process, how we select our entrepreneurs and what we look for. So first I'll talk about what we look for and then how we do it. There's really 4 key elements of the applicants and the entrepreneurs that it is that we're going to select that we look for. And the first is agile development, which means you've spoken to your customers, you understand their needs, and you're willing to adapt your solution or your business model to actually meet their needs. The second is we're looking for unreasonable entrepreneurs. The word entrepreneurship actually has a French background, and it means to take into one's own hands. So we're looking for entrepreneurs who are both incredibly impatient and do stuff. And what we mean by that is that they have a prototype to market. Whether you succeeded or failed with your prototype, we don't necessarily care, but we want to see that you're actively out there working on your venture. The third attribute that we're looking for is incredible teams. There's 2 reasons for this. One is if you have a team, or at least one team member, it shows that your idea is at a certain stage and that you've been able to inspire somebody else to join up with you. And the other is that we only bring one entrepreneur to the Institute. So while one entrepreneur is at the Unreasonable Institute, the other will be back on the ground in the market, communicating and engaging with the customers.
Agile development.
Agile development. And the ultimate trait, or the 4th trait that we're looking for in these entrepreneurs is unreasonable ventures. As Teju talked about, these are ventures that are sustainable within 1 year, scalable, and designed to ultimately meet the needs of at least 1 million people. But what's really cool and what's really unique about what we're doing is how we select those entrepreneurs. So we're really excited. We've already had just over 300 entrepreneurs from 50 countries already apply. Applications are open until
December 15th.
And after December 15th, we're going to read through all those applications. We're going to be conducting interviews and we'll select the finalists. And so we're looking to select up to 50 finalists out of the 300 to 500 applicants who do apply. And then we're going to take all those finalists, we're going to put them up on what we're calling the Unreasonable Marketplace.
so the Unreasonable Marketplace is basically an online platform where our finalists can showcase their ventures to the world, and the world can then come and vote with their dollars on the ideas that they think are most viable for creating penetrating, deep, resounding social impact. And so the first 25 entrepreneurs out of the 50 or so finalists that we have on the marketplace to raise $6,500, which is the cost of attending the Unreasonable Institute, which pays for lodging and food and everything else, are the ones that we select to attend the Institute. And there's a couple of reasons for that. One is that we don't want to deter an entrepreneur either because they see a tremendous opportunity cost for shelling out $6,500 to come, or because they simply can't afford this incredible opportunity and they want to take an idea and give it wings. The second part of it is we really want to test their entrepreneurial ability, and asking them to go out and make people believe in them and in their idea enough to put cold hard cash behind them is probably one of the best ways that we can do that. So the 25 entrepreneurs that ultimately show up are backed by hundreds of people from around the globe who have each chipped in a little bit to see them attend the Unreasonable Institute.
Totally. Something we learned when we were developing this model is that there was the rich uncle problem. And so as soon as the application or the finalist marketplace launched, I could have called up my rich uncle and said, hey, you need $6,500, they could sponsor me right away. Well, somebody from a more impoverished background won't be able to do that. And the other issue with that is it's not really selecting the best entrepreneurs. And so what we've done is we've staggered the amount of sponsorship that any one person can give throughout the finalist marketplace. So in the first week, each entrepreneur or each sponsor can only give up to $10. In the second week, it's $50. In the third week, it's $100, and so on and so forth. But if somebody gets $6,500 in the first week, $6,500, that means 650 people voted for them with their dollars to attend the Institute. We think that it's going to be incredibly exciting, and it's going to prove also that our entrepreneurs who do get selected have hundreds of people who are backing them and supporting them and investing in their success. Because we're on SoCap's blog, we know a lot of people watching this are not just entrepreneurs, but also investors. I think it's to talk about the Unreasonable Village Fund. And I have a challenge here to do this within 30 seconds. But the Unreasonable Village Fund was established in partnership with First Light Ventures, and it's been inspired by village baking models and microfinance. And the idea here and the hypothesis that we're trying to test is that in an intimate village-like setting where entrepreneurs or 25 entrepreneurs are living together in the same house for 10 weeks and incubating their ventures, can they make intelligent investments in one another's enterprises? And so at the Institute, our entrepreneurs will have an incredibly rare opportunity to serve both as investors and investees in one another's projects. So not only is there the culminating pitch fest in front of 200 investors and philanthropists, but also during the Institute, our entrepreneurs will be pitching to each other, kind of an internal pitch fest, and they'll decide where $150,000 will be allocated and to which ventures.
We really are excited about reading through all the applications that we've received so far, and we really want to take this opportunity to make a shout out to all the entrepreneurs out there looking to tackle problems of a global magnitude. And submit your applications for the Unreasonable Institute. Average feedback we've gotten says it's taken somewhere between 2 and 5 hours on average to fill out the application, so it's really not a lot of time to get everything to make your idea take flight, to actually create impact in this world. So I think we'll leave you with a quotation from Wayne Gretzky, who once said, "I don't skate to where the puck is, but I skate to where the puck is going to be." And we truly believe that the Unreasonable Institute is on a path of skating to where the puck is going to be by investing in young people who are leveraging entrepreneurship as the instrument through which they put some of these problems of a global magnitude in a museum. So thanks a lot for listening, and we'll see you at the Institute. Can you do it in 30 seconds?
Dude, watch this.
Yeah?
Ready for this? People. Is that way too long?
That was long, but it can reach millions of people around the world.
That was almost 30 seconds.
that was a little long, but
oh, that was like 20.
let's wrap it up.
Okay.